Excellent. All right. Yeah. Okay. I just can't get back to you Instagram. Oh my god. I think because my connection was really bad.
So I have you the Virgin. I printed it. So So you're actually 5'4",
Yes,
and the first time.
5'2".
But why is that?
I don't know.
Did she measure you?
It was the girl who sits in the front.
Yeah.
Who I think her name is Peggy.
Yeah.
So she measured me. Then when the nurse measured me, it was correct. It was 5'4". The first time around 5'2". Yeah, I don't know why.
So I don't know what this is.
So I am 5'4".
So, Raouf, tu vas commencer avec elle, puis après tu vas zoomer sur moi.
Mhm.
This is a light, like special light.
I don't know. Yeah.
Curious.
Oh, it says another 9 minutes.
What are you doing?
No, wait a second. What am I saying? Yeah. Okay, so. We are live.
Excellent. So we are both on Instagram and
We are live. Hi, it's Esther Brzezinski. I'm here at MediSpa PhysiMed, and I am having my free consultation at the weight loss clinic. I just had my in-body test, and I'm here to find out the results. I'm super excited and a little scared at the same time, but I've decided to go on a health journey, and part of it is obviously weight loss. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. I've struggled with weight all my life, and I believe that I'm at the right place. So I'm excited. So let's see what my results are. Dr. Benheim.
So, welcome, Esther, and today we're going to be doing the consultation regarding this weight loss journey. I've looked at your questionnaire that you answered a bit before.
Yes.
So I'd like to know a little bit more about you, about your weight history. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about this. Is this a recent thing? Has this been ongoing for a long time? So I'd like to hear.
Yeah. So I think I could honestly say that I've struggled with my weight most of my life. I've had successes in weight loss, particularly in 2015, where I lost quite a bit of weight. I kept it off for quite a while, and I did it with exercise and a weight loss program. Unfortunately, COVID and whatnot, I slowly gained the weight back. And more recently, something difficult occurred in my life, and I found myself seeking out food as comfort, and again started to gain weight. So this has been pretty much a pattern most of my life. I think food for me is a source of comfort, and I think this is pretty common for a lot of people. And I just think genetically it's easier for me to gain weight. And also being 58, I'm postmenopausal, and I think that also is contributing to weight gain and maybe difficulty achieving any kind of weight loss as well. So that's what's going on. I've heard great stuff about your clinic, and yeah, I'm here to find out all about it and my in-body results. Yikes.
So before we go in the in-body, what you just said is pretty much what I hear very often from patients. What I hear most often is that patients have been struggling with their weight for a long time and have been played the yo-yo game many times during their lives, having lost and gained and lost and gained. And the big problem is trying to keep it off, right? You talked about menopause as being also a potential issue and from what I understand, you seem determined to want to lose weight and to feel better. It's not just about appearance; it's also about how you feel, physiologically and physically, and also mentally. It has an impact, and we see it with our patients. So, to talk about the weight loss, I understand that you've tried many times. What kind of diets have you followed? Where have you been? Have you gone to Weight Watchers? What have you done?
Yes, so Weight Watchers predominantly has been my source of seeking weight loss, and even back in my 20s, and successful.
Mhm.
And then I would slowly gain it back. I probably went on Weight Watchers 7-8 times.
Mhm.
So it was always the same thing. I would lose weight, and the minute I went off the program, I would slowly gain it again. So yeah, it's been, I would say that's predominantly what was my source of weight loss.
And I saw on your questionnaire that you're not taking any medications.
No.
You're relatively healthy. You
Yes,
can
I
say
am.
that.
Relatively healthy, yes.
Meaning there is no known factors that could physiologically
No.
make you gain weight.
No.
So, to tell you about our weight loss program, before we go into that, I'd like to go over what you call the in-body test. The
Yes.
in-body test is actually a body composition test.
Yeah.
So in our clinic, weight on the scale doesn't tell everything. So we need to analyze what this weight corresponds to. So, some people weigh a lot because they're very muscular and, they just weigh a lot. They have a big constitution and whatnot, but they're pretty lean. Versus sometimes I have some patients that don't weigh much, but they don't have any muscle mass and it's all fat. So we call
Right.
them skinny fat.
Right. I've heard
So-
that term.
Yeah. So the body composition is really important. So you had it done before on the special scale. So this is the result, and maybe I'll just show it to the camera
Okay.
for
Before I
for-
see it?
well, just to show them what it looks like. Okay.
Right.
So and then we'll go into it ourselves. Okay.
Okay.
So right now, what does it say? So right now, you weigh on the scale 200 pounds,
Yes.
but you have 43% body fat. So 43% of this weight is just fat. So in your body right now, you have 86 pounds of fat.
Okay.
We all need some fat, but this is more than you need.
Okay.
This is a bit excessive. And I'm not trying to be condescending here, I'm here to help you.
Okay.
Your muscle mass is lowish. You have 62 pounds of muscle. What is it that we like to see? We like to see this line more here and this line more here. In other words, we want to see more muscle and less fat.
Okay.
So when we see this pattern, it means that your body composition is a bit lopsided. So where is your fat? And this is what we look at the fat distribution. We can see the distribution: right arm, left arm, trunk, right leg, left leg. Your trunk, which is here, that's where you have the most fat. But if you look here, proportionately, you have more fat in your arms than your legs. It's a
Okay.
bit normal because your legs, you at least stand, you walk and downstairs or whatnot, but your arms, you're not doing as much. So you don't have as much muscle in your arms as compared to your legs. But the most important is here, it's called a visceral fat level. So this is fat that is around your organs,
Mhm.
okay, and sometimes in your organs. I don't know if you've heard of something called fatty liver.
Yes, I
That
have.
means that the fat is invading your organs. And when fat invades your organ is not working as efficiently, and therefore it disturbs the physiology of your organ. And down the road, you may become symptomatic of different things. And this is where we see a high cholesterol level in patients' blood. We see patients creeping up, with things like diabetes and high blood pressure and whatnot, atherosclerosis. So on the scale of on the scale up to 20, you're at 19. So it means your organs, or around the organs, there's quite a bit of fat. It's called visceral. That's the bad fat, the fat that we need to look at carefully. So, in other words, you need to lose weight not just for appearance or aesthetics or whatnot, or feeling good, but you also need to lose weight for health reasons. So, on your body composition, we can guesstimate here from what we see that you need to lose about 45 to 50 pounds of fat.
Yikes.
Yeah.
This is very unexpected. Okay.
What you weigh on the scale may be different because if you put on 10 pounds of muscle and you lose 10 pounds of fat, you weigh the same on the scale.
Right.
So I'm talking about fat loss here.
Okay.
So obviously, this is not going to happen over a weekend. It's going to be progressive. It would take you probably 6 to 9 months with our program to achieve it. 6 months is a bit aggressive, doable, but aggressive. 9 months is probably going to be like a more relaxed way for you to lose the weight. So let me tell you about our program so that you understand what it's about. Okay, so the program, our weight loss program, is based out of four things: diet, exercise, medications, and technology. So there are medications nowadays which are a game changer, a paradigm shift in the weight loss world. I'm sure you heard of medications like Ozempic, which is also Wegovy, it's the same drug, and Mounjaro. So these medications really help our patients losing weight. And basically, to make it simple terms, they decrease your appetite and they make you feel full faster. So, in other words, when you get to eat, you cut down your portions because within a few bites, uh, you're pretty much done. You feel full. They do other things, like they take care of something called food noise. Some patients have food noise. They think of ice cream and they want it, you know, food noise. So they decrease that and make it disappear. It works beautifully on food noise. And also on people that have cravings. You know what I mean? Cravings because of emotional eatings or things like that. So the
I'm aware of that.
medication, that's what you're going to expect from the medication. So the end result is you're going to start to cut down portions. And that starts your weight loss journey. But our program, the goal of our program, is for you to change your lifestyle. Because whatever lifestyle you lead right now, this is the result, right? So we're going to need to help you change your lifestyle. So what do we do with that? We're going to put you on a fitness tracker. So it's a smartwatch that tracks all kinds of things. And also a smart scale that is integrated in the same app on your phone and all the data comes here. So what sort of data do we get? We get how many steps you do per day, how many minutes of exercise, how many calories you spent, how many flights of stairs or whatnot. So we're going to be tracking everything that you do. So the goal is not for us to spy on you.
Mhm.
The goal is for us to help you incorporate in your life a more, routine of an exercise regimen that's going to be sustainable for you during this weight loss journey. So there is no way around it. If you don't change your lifestyle, you will not get the result that you want. Plus, you won't be able to maintain it. I'm sure you've heard that people have stopped Ozempic and regained all their weight.
I have.
That's because they haven't changed their lifestyle.
Hmm.
So the goal of our program is to help you with that. The good news is while you're going through this journey with us, you're not going to fight hunger. So you mentioned that you were at Weight Watchers several times.
Yes.
I'm sure that you were fighting hunger during that time.
Especially the first couple of weeks.
For sure. In our program, you're not going to fight hunger throughout the program. And you'll see it's going to be quite easy, surprisingly easy for a lot of our patients. And we have hundreds of patients in this program, very effectively, over 95% success rate in this program. So by putting you with the medication, on the medication, and by also tracking everything that you do, you're going to be followed by a team of physician, nurse, kinesiologist, who's a fitness specialist, and also a dietitian. The program is easy. Once a week, you're going to be followed by Zoom, by one of the members of the team. And once a month, you need to come here physically in order for us to do this body composition test, because we want to follow exactly what's happening physiologically with you. Are you losing fat? Are you losing muscle? How much fat? How much muscle? We have to track that. And I'll tell you why it's important in a minute.
Okay.
And once a month, you get to meet the team. We will readjust the program, and I will also readjust your medication. Very important. So on this medication, there's no one size fit all. We have to adjust the medication as we go, and we have to find the sweet spot for you. So the medication, just whether it's Ozempic or Mounjaro, for example, is given by injection. You inject yourself. It's very easy. It's not painful. A lot of people are over like, don't be. It's a little pen that you twist. We're going to show you how to do that. And that you inject yourself. It's a press a button. I'm telling you, barely will feel it out. It's not painful. Once a week. It's only once a week that you inject yourself. And we're going to go slowly with small dosages, and we'll increase as we see fit. What does it mean? Once a month, we're going to do this body composition test, and we're going to see what is it that you lose. Unfortunately, when you lose weight, you just don't lose fat. You can lose also muscle. Because we track it and because we adjust our program, less than 5% of the weight that you're going to lose actually going to be muscle. More than 95% is going to be fat. And this is what we're going to target. A lot of patients don't know about that. They're happy when they weigh themselves on the scale. They don't know what they're losing.
That's true.
And trust me, sometimes they lose a lot of muscle. So in our program, we're going to target your fat, and hopefully, this is going to happen. It's not going to be hopefully. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You're going to lose the weight. It's going to be progressive. You're going to expect to lose about 1.5 pounds, given your height here, about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week.
Okay.
That's what the cruising speed is going to be. It's not a direct, straight line. It's going to be moving a little bit, but the general direction is going to be there. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to take you about 6 to 9 months, somewhere around there. And we're going to go progressive, and we're going to increase the dosage up until the time that we find the sweet spot. and we may have to adjust along the way. Now,
Okay.
some patients, just for us to be clear, about 15% of patients on these medications, whether it's Mounjaro or Ozempic, can have potential side effects. Have you heard of side effects?
Yes.
Potential?
Some of
Well,
them, yes.
so I don't want you to be worried about it because we have hundreds and hundreds of patients in the program, and it's really not a deal breaker whatsoever. So what kind of side effects do we see on the ground? Most of the side effects are gastrointestinal. A little bit of nausea, a little bit of heartburn, a little bit of gas, a bit of cramps, sometimes a little bit of constipation, sometimes a little bit of diarrhea. You're not going to have all of these symptoms. You're going to have maybe one or two of these symptoms. And they're usually mild and usually transient, especially when we change dosages. And when I say transient, they may last anywhere between 1 to 3 days after the injection, and then they go away. That's for 15% of our patients, but that means also 85% don't feel anything. They don't have any side effects whatsoever. So I don't want you to be overly worried about it, but I'm telling you that they're potentially there. And we have ways to mitigate them. So one of the ways is you start with small dose and you go progressively so that the body adapts. Okay?
Yeah.
So don't be worried about it. I'm sure you read A, B, C, D. It's all over.
Yeah.
It's not what we see on the ground. Okay, and it's not a deal breaker whatsoever. Now, do you have any questions so far?
What is the difference between Ozempic and Mounjaro? Because you mentioned both of them. Is
Good
there
question.
a difference?
So, this is a new class of drugs, if you want, that started a few years ago, and there is more. We're discovering more and more receptors in the body that affects hunger or feeling full or different sensations. So, Mounjaro came after Ozempic.
Okay.
Ozempic is a great drug. Mounjaro is a great drug as well. But Mounjaro is a bit more effective than Ozempic, according to medical literature.
Okay.
And what we see on the ground is the same. It's a bit more effective, and it has a bit less side effects. That's what we see on the ground. According to medical literature, it's about 34% more potent. Okay, but they're both great drugs. We use Ozempic extensively, and now we use both because Mounjaro came in Canada a bit later.
Okay.
They were kind of sold out on the planet. They had trouble with the pens and trouble with supply. But now, they've been around now in Canada for mostly a year on a continuous basis, so we're fortunate. And the reason why they're a bit different is, in terms of potency, is that to make it simple, they both work on a main receptor called GLP-1 receptors. But Mounjaro also works on the secondary receptor that makes it a bit more effective with a bit less side effects. And it sounds like nowadays there's more and more studies going on, and there are more receptors being discovered. There are some other drugs that work on 3 receptors that are not yet released, but they're in the works of being tested and so on and so forth. So that's the basic difference that we see on the ground. Mounjaro is a bit more expensive, but they're both great drugs, and they really help our patients tremendously. I've been doing weight loss for more than 37 years, so I've seen everything, including bariatric surgery. We had 2 bariatric surgeons here, very busy bariatric surgeons in our clinic, and we've operated over 3,000 patients in our clinic, and have done all their pre-ops, post-ops, and whatnot. So this is the easiest program and the most effective that I've ever seen and experienced with our patients. So when you start the program, let's talk about this. How do we get started? You'll come for a first visit where we do a medical evaluation. You'll answer a medical questionnaire, which we'll go over together. So I need to know you medically.
Okay.
I will examine you as well. And then you'll see my nurse. We'll do some vitals on you. We're going to do some blood tests.
Okay.
Because sometimes patients don't know that they have a thyroid problem that could, promote weight gain. So we look at all this. We do pretty thorough blood tests, and we're gonna talk to you about the medication with the nurse, and she's going to explain to you how to use it. And we're actually going to show you how to do it, and you will inject yourself the first time with us. So you'll see it. It's pretty easy, but we'll do it with you. We'll show you how to do it. Okay. A lot of patients are a little bit apprehensive about this. You don't have to be. It's really, we've never seen one patient that came out and said, this is not for me. Not one patient.
Wow.
So we'll do it with you and we'll make you comfortable.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about it. The other thing is you're going to see dietitian and kinesiologist. So that first medical evaluation is about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay, so just you have to budget for that in terms of your time. And that is launching the program. And the program is pretty easy. You wear your watch. You inject yourself once a week and you move. That's the whole program. The rest will happen on its own.
Okay.
You're going to see once a week, you're going to be followed by Zoom with one member of the team. And once a month, you come physically.
Okay, good.
That's the whole
Yeah.
program. One more thing I need to tell you, the program comes in 2 phases.
Okay.
Phase 1 is reaching your goals.
Okay.
Phase 2, very important, is the maintenance program.
Yes. Okay.
Super
sense.
important. So let's go. Phase 1, reaching your goals. If we say that you have to lose 45 to 50 pounds of fat, once we've done this, phase 1 is done. Okay? We're done with phase 1. Phase 2 is maintenance. The goal of the maintenance phase is for you to maintain your weight while we wean you off the medication gradually.
Oh, I wanted to know about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
You're not going to be on this forever.
Okay.
You're going to be on this during the maintenance program, but with the gradually phasing it. What ensures that your weight stays down is having changed your lifestyle. And that's what we're going to help you do during phase 1.
Okay.
If you do that, you're going to be fine. You're not going to gain it back. However, if you don't change your lifestyle, it's no miracle. So this is not a miracle drug or anything like that that you inject and you're going to melt on its own. This is embracing, you have to put in your head that you need to embrace a new lifestyle, not just to reach your goals, but also to maintain. It's one thing to reach and another thing to maintain. So maintenance program is very, very important. All our patients go through maintenance program. Hardly any put on any kind of weight. So super important that phase.
And I like that. That's important. Maintenance more than anything. Because I've been down this road with other.
Well, it's a road that a
Yeah.
lot of patients have gone through. You're not the only one with that. So I don't know if this was surprising to you,
This
the body
was
composition.
shocking to me, to be honest. And I think it's important for people to know that this is the type of evaluation that you need. It's not just about weight; it's distribution of fat, muscle, etc. Knowing my visceral fat level is terrifying. So
Well,
I'm glad that I know it, though. I mean, knowledge is power. So this is
For sure.
important. Yeah.
For sure. So, what you just said to me right now is what I hear from patients. A lot of patients, when we go to body composition, everyone is they're not surprised, but they're a little bit shocked
Yeah.
because of the, what they discovered.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we're gonna fix this. And when we talk about visceral fat, you have a chance to make a difference.
Okay.
So this is not a curse. You know, like you said, knowledge is power. Now you can know that. And what's nice is that we're going to track this. So you're going to see your visceral fat going down. You're going to see a percentage of body fat going down. And this is where you become empowered. This is the empowerment of the weight loss journey, because you will understand what's going on with your body. And it's going to be also a booster for you to go on, because you're going to say, wow, this is happening. And you'll see black and white. One of the things I must tell you is, what do I see on the ground? We have hundreds of patients in this program. We know that weight loss helps blood pressure. We know that weight loss helps joint pains. We know that it helps diabetes and whatnot. We know that. But I have to tell you, the biggest gain that I see with our patients on the ground is up here. Huge. We know it helps mentally, it helps our patients mentally, but I see my patients blossom. I really do. It's unbelievable. And for me as a healthcare provider, it's amazing. I have the best job in the world, because my patients come with a smile. They feel good about themselves and they feel great in their skin. So the mental aspect is huge. It's a booster. They start to gain confidence about themselves. They start to look at the mirror. They like what they see. You know, it's an amazing thing. One more thing for our patients is, the patients are sick. We have a share of our patients have diabetes, high blood pressure, and whatnot, and they come to see us with multiple meds. So one of the things we do with our patients is we help them get rid of the medication. So a lot of the meds are due to treat physiologically who's in front of us. But that patient minus 50 pounds is a different patient physiologically. So the requirements of medications could be completely different. So we do a lot of that, helping patients get rid of their medications. There's some patients that get rid of their CPAP machine for sleep apnea.
Oh, that's true, of course.
Yeah. Patients that feel, joint pains, very common with weight gain, like knees and ankles and hips. So, what I'm trying to tell you is you'll feel better, not just physiologically, but, how you feel about yourself mentally and so on and so forth. It's a journey.
Absolutely.
And it's going to take a few months, but we'll get to meet each other progressively every month. If you have any questions, you can always call our nurse. We're here every day, so it's not a problem. But at least once a week, you're going to be with one member of our team, and we'll analyze everything that you're doing and whatnot. Any questions?
So would you say that it's sort of an 80-20 approach with diet, exercise, or is it more 50-50? How do you describe it?
It's a good question. You see, it depends what you track.
Okay.
A lot of people track weight. So when they just track weight on the scale, they talk about diet versus exercise. But they don't know what they're losing. It's a big difference.
Mhm.
Are you losing fat? Are you losing muscle? That's a big question. So what I see here is it's really a combination that works. And that's a combination that ensures that you lose less muscle. Because you're going to lose some muscle when you go into weight loss journey. But what we do with our patients, we help them exercise, maintain a regular exercise regimen, and increase protein intake. It's going to be very important to maintain their muscle mass. So now, exercise, it's a key feature. And when I see a lot of patients, I talk about exercise, I can see their face. Sometimes they say, "Oh, doc, that's not my thing," right? Or some people are telling me, "Doc, I don't like to sweat." Well, I tell them, listen, I'm not a magician either, but I have to tell you, there is only one strategy that works for exercise. Only
Which
one.
is to do it.
Is to have fun.
Ah.
If you enjoy yourself for exercise, you can't wait to go back.
That's true. All right.
It's to enjoy yourself. And our kinesiologists are doing a great job to find something where you're going to enjoy yourself. What counts for me is that you increase your pulse and you actually do an activity that will increase your metabolism. I don't care what you do. If you want to go to the gym, go to the gym. If you want to walk outside, go walk. If you want to hike, hike. If you want to Zumba, Zumba. If you want to dance, I don't care what you do. So this is where our kinesiologists are great to make it happen, where you're going to be enjoying yourself through the process. Because that's what will ensure sustainability.
Yeah, I agree. Wow.
Any other questions?
I think I brought this up earlier about being of a certain age. Is it because I'm of a certain age, will it be slower? Is it more difficult? I mean, what, and you say on the ground, what has been?
So
your
I have to
experience?
tell you, my oldest patient is 8.
Okay.
So there is no age, I find. It's an 82, but a good 82. So there is no age. If you want to start this, I have late teenagers who are my patients, only to 82. So when patients struggle with weight, there is no age to it, and there is no age to start getting back into shape and getting back to become healthy again. Does age make it more difficult? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a bit more difficult as you age, but not impossible whatsoever. So I don't want you to think that because, I'm 60 or 65, whatever, that I'm doomed, I can do that. No. I have a lot of my patients are in their 60s and 70s and do very well.
That's good
So-
to know.
But as you age, becomes a little harder because you burn less calories per minute. So that's what we see.
Right.
Your VO2 max, your capacity is going down, so you're not burning as much. But, with the medication and the change of lifestyle, you're going to do just fine.
Okay, I think I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready for the challenge. This has been incredibly informative and a real eye opener, and I'm excited for my journey.
Well, I think you're going to do well. I'm telling you, very confident in this program. You'll have 95% success, and you'll see it. And, I know we're doing this live, and you're documenting your journey. First of all, it's a great thing for society to see what it looks like and it feels like
Yes,
to go
I
through
agree.
this, and people will learn from you. So it's a great thing, and I think you'll do very well.
Thank you. I believe I will. I think it's important for people to know that regardless of your age, it is possible to improve your health. And this is, for myself, the first step is improving the distribution of my weight, to increase my muscle mass and lose the fat. I had no idea that this was my actual weight. It was definitely a shocker. But, I feel really confident. I like the fact that it's an interdisciplinary program, that I'll be working with the doctor, the nurse, the dietitian, and the kinesiologist. So I feel like I'm going to be well supported. So I'm excited. I'm terrified, but I feel confident. And I think I said earlier, knowledge is power, and it's important to know, the state of your health and understand your body. So I'm excited. And you guys are going to follow me on my journey. Yikes. No, I feel pretty good about it. So thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it.
Very welcome. We'll see you soon.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.